Living without purpose is one of the quietest yet most dangerous crises of our time. Because it doesn't scream, it whispers. It doesn't break doors, it slowly empties hearts. And today, millions are waking up every morning with full schedules, full phones, full resumes, and yet an aching emptiness they cannot explain. A generation that has more opportunities than ever before, but less clarity than any generation in history. Youth running fast but unsure where they are going. Chasing success, likes, degrees, money, relationships, pleasure, substances, validation. Yet still asking in the silence of the night, why do I feel so lost? We scroll endlessly, binge endlessly, work endlessly, escape endlessly, but the hunger remains. Addiction rises not just to drugs or alcohol, but to screens, pornography, gaming, dopamine, approval. Because when purpose is missing, substitutes rush in, and society calls it normal, while souls are starving. Students study for years, only to hate the life they finally achieve. Professionals climb ladders, only to feel emptier at the top. Influencers smile for millions, yet confess loneliness in private. Because success without meaning is a beautiful prison, decorated on the outside and hollow within. And into this confusion, into this noise, into this exhaustion, the words of Jesus echo across centuries with unsettling relevance. I came that they may have life, and have it abundantly. Not survival, not distraction, not mere existence, but life, real, full, overflowing life. And suddenly, the question shifts from, what do I want to become, to, why was I created at all? Because Jesus never invited people to chase achievements. He invited them to follow him. Fishermen who had jobs, tax collectors who had money, rulers who had status, all successful in society's eyes, yet restless in spirit. And he looked at them and exposed the deeper truth, that a human being can gain the whole world and still lose their soul. And today we are witnessing that prophecy unfold in real time as anxiety, depression, and suicide rise among the most connected and educated generation ever. Because meaning cannot be downloaded, purpose cannot be purchased, identity cannot be built on applause. And when young people are told you can be anything, but never told you are someone, confusion becomes inevitable. So they experiment, they escape, they numb, they rebel. Not because they are evil, but because they are searching. And Jesus never condemned searchers. He condemned emptiness masquerading as fulfillment. He met addicts, outcasts, and the lost, not with lectures, but with invitation. Because he understood that addiction is often a cry for purpose, that meaninglessness is more painful than suffering, and that a heart without direction will always settle for destruction. And that is why his promise of life was not about comfort, but about calling, not about ease, but about identity. Because the moment a person discovers they are loved by God and created for something eternal, even suffering begins to make sense. Even sacrifice gains meaning. Even discipline becomes freedom. And this is what modern culture rarely offers, a reason to live beyond pleasure, beyond success, beyond self. And so people drown in comparison, constantly measuring their worth against others, asking, am I doing enough? Am I successful enough? Am I loved enough? While Jesus asks a different question altogether. What does it profit you if you gain everything and lose yourself? And that question pierces through our curated lives and forces us to confront the truth we avoid. That the hunger inside us was never meant to be filled by achievement, but by relationship. Never meant to be satisfied by applause, but by purpose. Never meant to be quieted by escape, but by truth. And when Jesus said, I came that they may have life, he was declaring that life without God may look alive, but is slowly dying. That movement without meaning is just exhaustion. That freedom without truth becomes slavery. And suddenly the chaos of today's youth makes sense, not because they are weak, but because they have been told to build identity on shifting sand. And no one can stand long on ground that keeps moving, and yet the hope remains, because the same Jesus who spoke to confused crowds then is still speaking now, offering not an easy life, but a meaningful one. Not instant happiness, but lasting purpose. Not a life centered on self, but a life anchored in love, service, and truth. A life where pain does not define you, failure does not destroy you, success does not own you, and addiction does not have the final word. Because when purpose enters, chains begin to break. And perhaps the greatest tragedy today is not that people are failing, but they are succeeding at things that do not matter, running towards destinations that cannot satisfy. And Jesus stands at the center of that race and gently asks, "Are you tired yet?" Because he did not come to add religion to your busy life. He came to give life to your empty one. And until that life is found, the hunger will remain, the noise will continue, the confusion will deepen. But for those who dare to listen, to pause, to turn, the promise still stands, unbroken and alive. I came that they may have life. Not someday, not after everything is perfect, but now, here, in the middle of the confusion, offering a purpose no achievement can replace, and a meaning no darkness can erase.